So it's been 2 years since COVID started, or at least started affecting me. And we got these toothpicks to push buttons, man. So today, it's kind of like a 2-year anniversary since the world, at least my world, I'm sure many of you, changed. And like constantly people ask me like what happened for me. So this is going to be like a recap, like memory lane discussion of COVID 2019 and my story. Hope I don't get in trouble. I'm not going to wear the mask for the video. And so where did it start? I'm going to start the story and we're going to edit in all these little clips from over the years in today's session. So I'm going to start the story Christmas 2019. And in 2019 we were in Thailand, in Chiang Mai, and we had already planned to go back to China at that time for about half a year. And yeah, so we were back in Shenyang, or I've only been there a couple of times. I never thought I would live there. So the plan was Wendy wanted to spend time back in her hometown, take care of her parents, kids get some more Chinese experience, and I was gonna, I went down to the Philippines. I just decided to spend some time there for, at that time, Amazon investment company I was part of. And I remember feeling guilty leaving my kids and wife, but the idea was I would come back and forth, kind of a digital nomad again. I think like 2 days after I landed, a volcano erupted. And that's how this first Matt Stinks Mark gave me and others and the team then masks, because we need them for the volcano soot. As soon as the volcano ash settled and we didn't need these masks for that, I remember that was mid-January, coronavirus became a big deal. It was January 2020. There was shortages of masks already, and I was talking to my wife, I remember, and I was asking her like, what's it like there? They were starting to lock down. It was all about China at that time, basically. It was starting to come out a little bit. Philippines are back, everybody was getting nervous, but seemingly was still mostly talking about China. At that time it was Wendy's like, oh, the first time SARS came in 2003 in China, it was like 1 or 2 months. You just stay in the Philippines, don't worry. And then you can't even come back probably easily, you can't get into the compound, so just stay there. And so yeah, I stayed there, I did work, there was a studio developing there, Amazon, investment things, was intense stuff. I even got on live Yahoo Finance TV, to show a little clip there about coronavirus in China and Amazon supply chain. Again, it was still, even in March, it was still all about China and supply chain from China. And then there was one milestone I wanted to try to do, was our amazing online team at Shadstone. They were all dispersed throughout mostly Philippines and other parts of the world, mostly Philippines. So we tried to do a retreat while I was in the Philippines. It was one thing I wanted to do, and that was right around March, I think 12th, we landed Friday the 13th, 2020. Friday 13th, March. And there were some signs at that time. There was going to be some closures, and some people said maybe I shouldn't have gone down to the remote island of Bohol during potential lockdown. But I didn't really think I would have had that happen. I mean, nobody really expected, but it was just a few-day trip, So I got to, really happy I got to spend some time with the team, a few of them. Alvin, you're awesome. Show some of you. We got to even video with Alvin. What's up? You want to show that? Had some other great people on the team. One of the best assets we have is our team, the people, and I'm glad we got to make that happen, although the whole world shut down then. I remember diving, not diving, scuba diving. It's a beautiful place, Bohol. I mean, it's those remote islands, and internet it's never really good. And then started hearing news that Friday the 13th that airports are going to be closing, and our flights were canceled coming back on that Sunday or Monday. over the weekend. And I remember we were all talking about documenting this crazy, you know, some of the people in the Philippines I was talking to was like, man, you come here, a volcano erupts and a virus escapes. It was really nuts that first few months in March. And all at that point, it was like, okay, Wendy's like, okay, yeah, we think you should come back to China now. We think that this virus is getting really bad and might not be able to get back in to here or fly back to China for a while. I remember the news saying the US government tells Americans to come back to America because they might not be able to get back for an extended amount of time. I mean, I haven't been back since 2018 anyway, but you know, all these scary things in March 2020 that were happening, and flights were being canceled everywhere multiple times. It was just one of the most insane times. So that was when really the insanity started. I mean, but you know, I still think when I left Thailand, Christmas 2019 was the beginning of this story, and now we're just barely getting back into China. It was unbelievable, like, to make it back. I was staying at various friends' places and hotels, and it took me about a week maybe to finally get a flight back to China from Cebu after being stranded from the island. And quarantine. You know, and while we're in quarantine, the border closed. Friends and I were talking, and a lot of us thought that we can come in later. So a lot of my friends and people in the community at Global from Asia, we thought that we could just get back in, you know. But I was in quarantine. There was even some in quarantine in Hong Kong, and they couldn't come back, and they still can't come back. It's 2 years later. It's really, really unbelievable. And then of course it got kind of boring, to be honest, but I was in quarantine, and then everybody's going crazy for masks, PPE, trading, and we worked on a tech solution to help people group buy called Load Pipe, and it was true insanity. And then it's been kind of boring. I mean, there's not much to video blog about 2 years when you just don't really move or travel, you know. So I know some of you maybe missed these videos, but there's just not much to really talk about as far as, you know, lifestyle, traveling, blogging at mikesblog.com. So I do hope you've enjoyed this little catch up. I just kind of wanted to have like one video that people could see rather than like 8 or 9 or 10 small vlogs. So the point of this is mikesblog.com/COVID-19, and we can refer people to this to watch. Maybe I'll watch this with you when you're with me so you can see the story. But it's pretty insane times. But yeah, basically it's it's January, almost to February 2022. And China's still basically, borders are closed. You know, if you leave, you can't come back, pretty much. And just really intense, insane times. I think a lot of my friends around the world are able to travel, but we're not really traveling here. So just stay safe where you ever are. Keep an open mind. Be willing to change if you have to change. And you know, use sometimes these hardships as opportunities, right? To try something totally new, to reinvent yourself. You know, I've learned tons about new kinds of businesses and opportunities while I've been locked down, so it's definitely positive there. Anyway, thanks for watching, and wherever you are, hope you're safe, happy, confident, comfortable, healthy, learning, growing. See you later.